beautiful natural scenery meets the water park capital of the world. Wisconsin Dells is the subject of episode 115 of The Family Vacationer, and it starts right now.
Welcome to The Family Vacationer with Rob and Danny. The go-to podcast for families on the move.
Welcome, friends. I'm Rob.
And I'm Danny.
And this is episode 115 of The Family Vacationer. Friends, we're so glad you're with us for another episode. If you missed last week, we took a good look at Florida's Space Coast. Whether you're headed there for a cruise, or you're there taking a rocket launch, or you just want to lie on a beach, this area has so much to offer. Definitely check that episode out. You can also interact with the show on Instagram, on Facebook, and you can view the video version of the show on YouTube.
And today we're moving our gaze to Wisconsin, to the town that was founded as Kilbourne City in 1857, and it sits on the Wisconsin River. Now, what is now known as Wisconsin Dells is the unapologetic amusement center of the Badger State. The area offers outdoor attractions like boat tours, zipline tours, caves, wildlife parks, to the indoor attractions that offer more water slides than you can probably imagine, some of which are indoors as well. The one thing we can promise you is that you and your family will not be bored. So joining us today to talk more about Wisconsin Dells is Leah Hauck-Mills. Leah is the communications manager for the Wisconsin Dells Visitors and Conventions Bureau. Leah, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much for having me on.
So, Leah, can you describe Wisconsin Dells for our listeners that may not be familiar with the area and maybe explain where exactly you are in Wisconsin?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're located in the south central region of Wisconsin. So we make up 19 square miles, which includes a beautiful 5-mile stretch of the Wisconsin River. And we're known for our Cambrian sandstone rock formation. So you can only find this certain type of rock formation here in Wisconsin Dells and in France, actually. So that's what makes our geography so unique here. We're easily accessible. We're located right off the major interstate that comes through Wisconsin, I-90-94. We have an Amtrak station that stops right downtown Wisconsin Dells. And we're 1 hour away from the Dane County Regional Airport, right outside our state capital in Madison.
Okay.
We are known as the water park capital of the world. We've held that title for 15 plus years. But we're, there isn't just one water park here. We are a community of over 400 businesses, ranging from water parks, amusement parks, animal attractions, food and beverage, and so much more. And the full-time resident base is right around 6,500 people.
This may be the most unnecessary question we ask, but we're going to ask anyway. What makes the Wisconsin Dells a family travel destination?
That's a perfectly good question to ask. Well, Wisconsin Dells is, is rooted in family businesses. The majority of businesses that make up this community are family owned and operated. So that family ties really shows over into the businesses and into the families that come here. Wisconsin Dells is really tied to the quintessential drive-to destination for many families. So if you can think of the station wagon days, it's just evolved to the minivan days. So that's really, we've been a part of that whole evolution of the road trip as well. And we're so good for families that have kids in many stages of their life, from all the way to the tiny tots, all the way to teens. So we can hit all those big major milestones for kids. And our convenient location is really ideal for families who have kids in those school age areas. And, we fit perfect for those big breaks in school, whether it be spring break or summer vacation and things like that. So that's why we're so great with families.
Perfect.
Right. Yeah. So, the moniker of the water park capital of the world, it's well earned for sure. How many water parks are actually in the area?
Well, there's actually, to surprise you, there's really no universal definition of what makes a water park. So it can range from both small to really large properties. So how we quantify quantify it is we have over 200 water slides in this town. So it's really a lot. And to kind of add to our crown there, the first indoor water park was conceptualized and came to life in Wisconsin Dells, and that was in 1989. The original blueprint was actually drawn on a napkin at a conference. And yeah, it's a really fun and great story. And it was actually conceptualized and built here in Wisconsin Dells. And every water park that's here in town is individually owned and operated, so it would require admission to each of those properties.
Okay.
But I'm not done quite showing off our stats yet. We are home to America's largest outdoor water park, and that's Noah's Ark Water Park.
Cool.
We have America's largest indoor-outdoor combo water park, and that's the Wilderness Resort. The Wisconsin's largest indoor water park, and that's at the Kalahari Resorts. And America's first rotating water slide, Medusa Slide Wheel, and that's at Mount Olympus Water and Theme Park Resort.
Okay. Oh, because can you talk a little bit more about this Medusa Slide Wheel? What kind of what is it like?
Well, I personally haven't rode it yet, but it's on my to-do list. But for anyone that I have known who's rode it, it's a combination of a water slide and a Ferris wheel. So it's on a horizontal axis, rotating the entire way down as riders are going through it. So it's probably hard to describe on a podcast with no visuals, but you get dumped into a Ferris wheel type contraption of tubes, and you ride around in that until it kind of connects with the other tube and then spits you out on the other side. So I see a lot of cool visuals of it, of people who've taken video inside of it, and it's pretty sweet. I think the only other one, I think there might be one in China and somewhere in Europe, but that's really all that are out there. And we have North America, so it's a really great asset to have in our community.
Yeah,
it looked like a lot of fun for sure.
And it's really colorful, and you see it right from the parkway here in Wisconsin Dells, and it really grabs your attention.
Awesome. Well, we don't want to pigeonhole you here because we know water parks aren't the only fun activities in the area. What are some of the other things that traveling families can do in the Wisconsin Dells?
Yeah, so I don't just drone on here, I kind of broke it up into sections. So one great way, let's say if families are really nature focused and wanting to get outdoors, some really great nature things we have is our scenic tours. I highly recommend a scenic tour for anyone who wants to come to the area. Our natural landscape is what made us famous in the first place. And you can see our natural scenery aboard a boat tour, a duck. We are home to America's largest fleet of World War II amphibious vehicles.
Oh, wow.
So we have that. You can do tours via horseback. We have 4 area state parks in our area. We have the International Crane Foundation, where it's the only place in the world you can see all 13 species of cranes. And zip lining. So those are some great ways to see the area, get out if you're not doing a water park, this time with your trip to the Dells. So, but transitioning, if you're a family who's all about the thrills and the screams and everything like that, we have roller coasters, several go-karting tracks, theme parks, both indoor and out, axe throwing, magic shows. So those are great for those families if that's of interest, and lots of animal attractions here too. We have Timbavati Wildlife Park, a deer park, so you can get up nice and close to deer, the Crane Foundation, like I mentioned, and Circus World Museum.
Fantastic. Yeah. Now, are the deer receptive to people getting that close to them?
Oh yeah, you can literally, they have dispensers, like candy dispensers, where you can put in a quarter and some deer feed will pop out, and then you can literally feed the deer out of your hand.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's really fun.
And so being in Wisconsin, obviously, we know there's some cold weather. How does the city's personality change with the cold weather months?
Yeah, well, we are a year-round destination, and with the addition of the indoor water park, that has really helped us kind of round out those shoulder seasons.
Mm-hmm.
And people do like to come here during those cold months because we are definitely a great option if you still, want to bust out the swimsuit and get some warmth. So that really helps. But we do have great indoor activities in addition to the water parks. We do have those indoor theme parks that offer go-karting, arcades, mini golf, escape rooms. And just to give a shout out to the Wilderness, they actually have a roof where you can tan all year long. Like it's this special paneling. So in the winter time, if you're feeling like you got the winter blues, you can actually tan indoors. And they do have some tropical plants in their wave pool. So it does help give a little bit of an edge to that as well. And spring break is such a popular time for families to go on vacation, and it's the Midwest. Weather is extremely unpredictable here. And if families are looking for a really great affordable option where they don't have to worry about flying, and two, they can, do something that's affordable for the whole family, Wisconsin Dells is a really great option come that March, April time when families are looking to get out. But we do have some great activities if people want to embrace the snow and want to embrace the cold. We do have a lot of people who come here specifically for those winter activities. We do have at those state parks I mentioned, you can do cross-country skiing and snowshoeing. We have 2 downhill ski and tube hills nearby, and believe it or not, outdoor zip lining in the winter.
Whoa. I saw a picture of that on your website, and I'm sure that's cold, but it looked fun.
I'm one of those people that runs from the cold, but there are definitely people who run towards it, and outdoor zip lining is a beautiful thing in the winter.
I bet.
Well, so let's talk festivals. Are there any festivals or events in the area that would be of interest to families?
Yeah, so we got some one's coming up actually in May. So it's the 37th year of the Automotion Classic Car Show, and that's May 20th through the 21st. We have nearly 1,000 classic cars come into town for that, and that's free for spectators. So it's always really fun to see classic cars cruising up and down Wisconsin Dells, and they have to be older than 1989. So they are those cool classic cruisers. We are opening up a new plaza this spring. So it's a 35,000 square foot open air space that offers landscaping and water features. And it's going to be kind of our new downtown gathering point that's going to offer free entertainment from the spring to the fall. So that's going to be a really fun spot for families to check out during the summer. And something we have in the winter that's really become a big hit is our Tree of Light that runs mid-November to January. That's free to all too. And we have to picture it now. It's a 55-foot tall silver maple tree that's covered with thousands of points of sparkling lights.
Wow.
And it's lit up from dusk, starts at dusk all into way to the evening. And it like radiates all through the sky, and it's like the most wrapped tree in the Midwest. So it's really beautiful. And during the weekends we do special events like pictures with Santa and hot cocoa and things like that. So that's another event people can look forward to if they are visiting us in the winter.
A 55-foot tree. How long does it take to decorate that?
It takes them a long time. I think at least a week from what I've seen.
Wow.
Yeah. So in looking around the area online, there really are some unique lodging options. So can you talk about some of those resorts, hotels, and other options?
Yeah. Again, just to kind of paint a picture here, we have nearly 8,000 hotel rooms in our
Oh,
area.
goodness.
So lots of lodging options, especially lodging options to fit all sizes of families. We're very popular with family reunions because of this. So
Hmm.
we are a very great spot for that. But we do have those big resorts that, all offer those water park access needs. And many of the smaller properties we have in town also offer water park access, like through if you stay there, you get tickets and things like that. So if you are looking to maybe stay at a smaller place, a lot of these smaller places do have access to those water park properties, which is a really great deal. But all those big properties have their, your standard room, your villas, your cabins, your full homes, depending on, what kind of experience you're looking for. We have lots of rental properties in the area that can range from the very secluded to all the way right next to the action. Lots of pet friendly options. So if you are looking to
Oh,
bring your four-legged friends, don't worry, you can bring them as well. We do have a lot of pet friendly lodging, which is really great. We've seen a huge increase in demand for that in the most recent years, and a lot of the lodging properties are responding by being more pet friendly. And of course, lots of families love to camp in RV, and we do have a lot of great camping options as well.
awesome. Now, just to reiterate, because this was a question I had, if you're not staying at one of the bigger resorts with the water slides, you can still get in, right? It's just a ticket that you have to buy to get in.
So like if it's associated with a resort, you can buy a day pass, but that
Okay,
is subject to availability.
right.
So you just have to check with that. But like Noah's Ark Water Park, they're not associated with a lodging facility. They're just a water park. So
Okay,
those are just tickets that you can buy to attend. Yeah.
perfect. Okay. Well, it wouldn't be an episode of the Family Vacationer if we didn't talk about food. So let's talk about the food
Yes.
scene in Wisconsin
Oh,
Dells.
so much good food. So
What you
again,
see over 4 million guests a year, you have to feed them, right? So what are some
yes,
of the places that families
and
don't
it's
want to miss?
actually five now. Our research from
Five.
last year showed five. So yes.
Wow. That's
So
awesome.
I know. So lots of great dining options for, the families. We know people can be picky, depending on what the parents want and the kids want. So here are some of my top favorite ones for kids. We have Buffalo Phil's. What makes them so great is that you get your food delivered via train, and that's
Oh,
so fun. And while you're waiting at the table, like the train comes around and is like having all these cool figurines on it, and you can, the kids can grab their food right off the train. It's really interactive, so that's a huge hit.
Yeah.
We have Hot Rocks, and that's where you can cook your own food on lava stones.
Oh,
So
wow.
again, another really fun interactive way to have kids involved in the food process.
Yeah.
Um, we have Max, and that is a macaroni and cheese shop. And we know kids and mac and cheese, go together perfectly, but this is like gourmet mac and cheese. So I'd say it pleases both the parents and the kids as well. So I really like that option as well. Moose Jaw, this is like you have to come here for pizza. If you haven't come to the Dells for a Moose Jaw pizza, you haven't come. And you always get the big paper moose jaw antlers when you eat there. So, and you'll
That's
just
great.
see families walking around with the paper hats. So it's like,
score.
a local landmark as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, a fun place that opened up in the last couple years is the Grateful Shed. So this is a really fun open air space that has different food trucks located inside of it.
Oh,
And
cool.
so families can kind of pick, from the different food trucks and all co-mingle inside or outside. And everyone, gets satisfied with what they want to eat that way. And of course, we have tons of sweet treats downtown, ranging from ice cream, lots of fudge shops, and of course, taffy.
Mm.
Awesome.
All right. So we're going to put you on the spot a little bit. We like to get that local opinion. When you have family and friends visiting you from out of town, where do you like to take them? And, what are those hidden gems, things that the tourists sometimes they miss?
Yeah, so I always need to show family the local scenery in some way or fashion, depending if it's a boat tour or a duck on a duck ride or a walk along the river walk. I don't think people can truly appreciate the area until they see what makes us so special, and that's really our natural landscape. So I always have to start with that. But then I always like to take family to one of our delicious supper clubs that we have here. I'm not sure if all your listeners know what a supper club is, but I can elaborate on that more. But we have some great options. We have one that was voted Wisconsin's favorite supper club, Ishnala, and that overlooks Mirror Lake. And we have Del Bar and House of Embers, and it's kind of it's a cornerstone in Wisconsin culture. If I had to describe it, imagine like a dimly lit restaurant with big leather booths. These places, traditionally served as a social environment throughout the 40s and 50s. And it's just filled with nostalgia, like relish trays and brandy old fashions and steaks and seafood. So it's really as much of a cultural thing as it is a taste thing. So those go hand in hand for me. And Wisconsin does supper clubs really, really well. So I'm really proud of that and have to show that off.
Yeah.
And then a walk downtown Wisconsin Dells is always necessary, just because we have such a fun, unique town of everything that we offer from the shops, and the natural landscape downtown. So I have to get some sweet treats, whether it's fudge or something downtown. I love when they make the fudge right in the window downtown. That's really fun to watch when they're doing the big ribbons, the paddle, and the smell comes out on the street. And I know it's summer when when that's happening.
Cool.
And I guess my last confession is I really enjoy playing mini golf at night. It's really fun when it's warm and the lights are out, and I have to do some late night mini golfing with the family. That's always a really fun time.
So cool.
Now I have to ask, are your family, are you competitive with the mini golf, or is it just for fun?
Since I've gotten married, it's been very competitive. So we always keep score.
Yeah.
And it's always usually really tight, but we usually play for like an ice cream cone or something afterwards. So there's big things at stake,
Yeah,
I hear you.
Important stuff.
Yeah.
Fudge.
My brother-in-law, he'll bring out the mini golf rule book. That's how competitive we get. So
yeah, I mean, if it brushes your leg or something, I'm not getting too crazy, but
I got you.
no, putt assisted putts or anything.
Right.
Awesome. Well, I'm ready to come get my paper antlers, so I'll have to come up there just for those. So that's awesome. Yep. Well, for more information on visiting Wisconsin Dells, consult your travel agent and visit wisdells, WISDELLS.com. Leah, thank you so much for being on the show with us.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Happy to be here.
Hey everyone, if you're ready to plan your next family vacation, call my dad. He would love to help you as a certified travel agent. He never charges a fee to help you plan your vacation. Email him at rjones@starsteptravel.com. Get started planning your vacation today.
That does it for this week's show. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss an episode. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for listening to The Family Vacationer. Make sure and subscribe to hear more of Rob and Danny.